Good evening, everyone. How are you? This is your friend Boise, your old friend Boise, doing another daily sobriety vlog. And today is Friday, May 8th. I have been sober for 14,283 days, 39 years, 1 month, and 7 days, 469 months and 7 days. Ooh-wee. Yeah. Nice little tally. Oh, hey. Say hi to Cece. She's joining me on this one, aren't you? Anyways, I just wanted to say hello and stop in and let you know that I'm doing all well, and I'm hoping you're doing all well, all right, all the time. And I'm having a little flashback. Look at this. I got a Jethro Tull Thick as a Brick tour. Thick as a Brick tour t-shirt. And I've actually seen Jethro Tull now 4 times. Quite fun. I really enjoy it. I enjoy music anyways, so it's fun to kind of listen to stuff of your childhood and through the years, and it's just fun. And when they did Thick as a Brick 2, it was a sequel to Thick as a Brick, and they did the full Thick as the Brick, did an intermission, and then did the full second album. I was like, wow, they barely had room for Aqualung and Locomotive Breath. I mean, boom, that was it. Maybe they didn't do, maybe it was just Locomotive Breath at that show. I know they did Aqualung on all the other shows, of course, but you know, fun stuff. In Houston, when you live in the 4th largest city in the United States, there are concerts, there are excitement, there are things all around. There are also drugs all around, and alcohol to be found, and temptation to trip you up and F you up. So be brave as you move about this cabin that we call life. Anyways, I had a thing about what I hate. What I hate is what I love, and little things that get to me, which was strange. And it's like when you first start sobriety, no one really talks about it, but everyone experiences it. And sometimes it helps people if you know about it in advance. Well, it does help them. If you don't, you think you're doing something wrong and you give up. That's the mystery of life. But life will present itself kind of funny. And here's what I mean by that. In order to heal, you need to suffer. And if you're suffering, you just don't flick a switch and heal. It's a process, it's a journey, it takes time. It ebbs and flows, it drops off, it increases, it slowly, it's a rough start. There's a lot of turbulence before you even take off the ground barely. The runway's even rough. And as you're taxiing down towards the runway and then you're accelerating to the runway into the great wide open, it's at that point you realize you're not even a pilot. So it's kind of challenging, kind of frightening. It's terrifying, actually. And that's what I mean. When you heal, you suffer. And before you find peace, you experience absolute chaos, because the chaos in your life is what got you to where you're at. Arrested, like with me, a 3rd time, go through the court system. Some people lose their wife and their family, or vice versa, lose their husband and their family. That's when they actually hit rock bottom and try to put their lives back together again, go through treatment, get counseling, anything to help them. If you are an individual that, I'm doing it by myself, just shut up. No. That's like saying you're going to educate yourself on the law, but you're not going to take any classes. You're just going to watch Madlock on TV. That's about what that amounts to. No. You need guidance. You need people to help you. You need a lot of help before you actually are able to walk. Daddy's got to hang on to the bike for a while before he lets go. Daddy being the court systems, or daddy being your treatment counselor, or your counselors in themselves. Cheers. So it's very important that you humble yourself to the situation that you're in, because before you find peace, you're in absolute chaos. And that chaos, even still to this day, will rear its ugly head with me and present itself in certain ways where I need to address it again, because just because I've been sober for 39 years does not mean chaos is not going to find me. It does not mean that my peace is going to be everlasting. It's going to be damaged by some sort of chaos that comes into our lives. And that's, you have to realize, is only natural. That is acceptable collateral damage. And as you're healing, you have to suffer. And sometimes you've healed for quite a while and all of a sudden you're suffering again. And that'll happen. Some people will say, well, this ain't worth it, I give up. But you're going to suffer even more. And you know that. You know that deep in your heart because you've already been down this, not even a trail, you've been on this merry-go-round. Aren't you dizzy yet? That's the whole thing, is you got to apply yourself and work hard to get through your emotional turmoil. You need to talk to counselors. It's good to talk to family members and people in your family, yeah. But they're not there to counsel you. They're just here to hear you so you can relieve yourself from some of that pressure. But when you get into counseling or you get into your AA or your Narcotics Anonymous meeting, that's when you let go, because that's why it's anonymous. It's free to let yourself go. Open up. Be open. Be honest about everything. Because you're anonymous, so no one knows who you are if you want to do that. Now me, I take it one step further and say exactly who I am. I make no bones about it. But I did it from the get-go and it was kind of rough. So maybe you want to be anonymous at first, but eventually you're going to want credit. You're going to want to let everyone know who you are. If you've been sober 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 39 years. It takes a while to get to that point. Be patient. It takes days. It takes months. It takes years. It takes time. Or as one of Ringo Starr's albums, time takes time. So, you know, it's a long process. But life is a long process. A lot of us get fooled into the illusion that I'm going to get a car, then I'm going to get a job, then I'll get the girl, then I'll get the house, and then I'll be happily ever after. What? But they sell us in those little increments, and life is not a 440 dash. Life is a marathon, but not just one marathon. It's from beginning to end. Once you complete that marathon, there's another one and another one. And you take a break, but another one and another one. You just keep going. You keep going. When does it end? When you end. So that's the only time it stops. And it's a fact of life. We all know it. You know it. I know it. That's just the way it is. But within all that framework, you can enhance your life. You can do better things. You can be more present with your family, with your relationship, with your spouse, with your kids, with your work. If you're in church, with your church and your community. You know, I mean, every time you engage with a person and interact, it's your time to shine and take the conversation to the next level. Have someone walk away feeling they were really grateful for having a conversation or meeting you. Put a smile on their face. Put a smile on your face. You'll find out that talking to people, once you've opened up in a circle, is easier to talk to people at work or just in a conversational manner. And you don't have to get into deep and go, oh, by the way, I've been sober for 39 years, but yeah, I was arrested 3 times. Not to get into that. But I'll let people know that I'm confident in where I am and I feel comfortable in my skin. And I'm also glad to listen to what you have to say. And if you have a real concern or you have something that's bothering you, I'm willing to hear. I get this little remark of, hey, I got 2 years, no waiting. Go ahead, let me know what's on your mind. And some people don't even know that I've been sober for 39 years, so they just think I'm being very nice to them and gracious. Later on, they find out, and they're like, oh my God, Well, that makes total sense why you let me get away with whatever I said. Oh yeah, I've heard worse. Don't worry. And sometimes that's all you need to say to someone. Sometimes that's all you need to hear. I know, I've heard worse. Go ahead. And that stops us from stopping ourselves. Like, huh? Really? I can open up even more? Yes. But there's some really rough feelings in there that I don't even know if I can control them once they get out. It's like horses running out of a barn that's on fire. Yeah. And if you're a drug addict, now you pretty much described your life right there. Let the horses out. Let the horses free. Those are the emotions you need to let go, let out. Air them out. Identify them. Process them. Get them into your new barn that's not on fire. Get them into the corral. Corral them up first, then get a barn put together as you're slowly rebuilding your reputation, rebuilding your life, rebuilding your legend. Because you will become a legend in your family. People will appreciate you. People will admire you. People will come to you. I have people come to me for advice in my own family, which is very humbling because 39 years ago, I was the absolute shining shithole of the family. And now I actually have family members who have children have come to me and reached out to me because they know I'm sober and they remember me. Then I have some that have great grandchildren or grandchildren that have never met me that are struggling right now and have reached out to me, which is quite humbling for me to talk to someone who I never met, but because their parents told them about me, that I was the one that they can entrust. That means a lot, because we're all trying to fill that little hole in the soul, that little tear. How big is it? Have you been taking care of it? Is it starting to really get big? Or are you really working on it? Working on your relationships and your life, feeling a little better. Don't worry, sometimes someone will jar it open again. So don't get scared. It's chaos coming back in your life, but you've been there before and you can narrow it down again. And that's a process. It's no different than breathing. You know how to breathe. You don't think about it. But if you're suddenly underwater, it's a priority, isn't it? Just like your addiction. After, like for me, 39 years, it's a way of life. It's just natural to me. This is what I do. All of a sudden, I'm underwater and I'm under pressure. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm famous for saying, I'm too sober for this shit. You might see. Hopefully you'll get to that situation too. But not too sober that I don't identify it and I don't try to change it and I don't try to get over it and I don't let it get on top of me and beat me to the ground. I do not let it defeat me. And I engage it. And whatever that situation seems to be, I will address it. And sometimes it can just be, quick example, it could be maybe your child butting heads with you as a parent. Oh my God, your daughter just turned 13. She's officially a teenager. Here comes the rain. Here comes the pain. And you're going to feel insane in the membrane. But everyone who's been a parent has felt the same. And they've all played that game. So don't worry. Don't feel like you're lame. You can do this. But you have to sit and talk with your teenager who doesn't want to listen to you because now you're the authority in which they're bucking against. And I can identify with that because I have a problem with authority. So that makes perfect sense to me. I guess sometimes I'm kind of a teenager at heart. Unfortunately, I possess some of the worst characteristics a teenager has. To humble myself a little bit about that. But, you know, I can live with that and I can deal with it and I can work through it where I don't feel shame and I don't feel after a period of time that I need to really butt heads over things like that. I butted heads with my father for years. We actually got into physical confrontations. And fast forward, long story short, in the end, the last 10 years of his life when he come and my stepmom, and I would call her mom, she would cry because I was identifying her not as stepmom, and not by her name Leon, but by mom, and dad by dad. But when they left, I hugged them and I said, I love you. And my dad, he froze up the first time. It took him years, and probably with the back of his hand, oh, okay, I love you too. It took him like 8 to 10 years before he actually hugged me back and said, I love you too. Just like that. It took a while because our family, probably like yours and like 8 out of 10 families in this world, whether you have abuse, drug addiction, all types of family dynamics, 8 out of 10 families are going to say this. We don't say we love each other. We just know it. And remember this. We don't say we love each other. We just know it. That's 12 words. I love you is only 3. So you can say I love you 4 times to cover. We don't say we love each other. We just know it. But believe me, if you don't do that, and the first time that gets eked out, everyone reacts like it's a fart in church. And it takes a while. No one just goes, hey, great, let's just start loving each other and saying we love each other. No, it doesn't. It takes time. But as you progress and as you work at it, and you're going to feel awkward and you're going to feel out of step, eventually more and more people will start recognizing it and talking to you like that. Pretty soon, and I say pretty soon, I'm looking back over my shoulder. Like I say, it took 8, 9 years of my dad alone, but we went together every day. He just came to see us between Thanksgiving and Christmas every year. And we were living in Nashville, and his sister-in-law lived in Florida, so they would visit us and then go see her, or go see her and then see us on the way back. Sometimes they would see us, go to her, and see us on the way back. When I Love You became a little more relaxed, we'd see them more. Then we moved to Houston, and they'd come here and go to Florida. So it was like really out of their way, and they would still do it. And then when his sister-in-law, Leon's sister, died, they just came to see us, did a few things around Texas and stuff, and went back. So they still came to see us. Before it was like, well, we're just going down to Florida. We'd swing by and see you. Then it was like, we're just coming to see you. And things just totally changed at that point. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I always looked forward to seeing them. I always felt just sad when they left. Get all emotional. And now they're both gone. But I was able to say my last words to each of them, I love you. And if you're able to say that every day, and then someone passes, you know, you've said it, they know it. If you're able to say it to them, and that is literally the last words you ever say to them, that's all you can give them on their send-off. People hoard money and want possession and want power. I want legacy, and then when I'm gone, I'll leave it to my children and my, whatnot, right now. That's a fantasy. What's your grandfather's name? What's your great-grandfather's name? What's his middle name? You soon get forgotten with time, unless you're in the history books. So you do get forgotten in time. So when you leave, all you can take is your hoarding greed or the love that someone gave you that you give back to them. I would rather go into the next realm of life with love, not with greed, not with envy, not with, I gotta make sure I take what I can and then give it to my family, and I'm tired of death tax. Ain't no death tax. Because you die, they have to pay tax. It's income. Well, that ain't right. Well, then why don't you just go ahead and transfer the money to them right now while you're still alive? Oh, I might not trust him that much, huh? I see. But if you trust him, what's the point? You give him all the money, and then they make sure they take care of you. Or they can say, adios, Papa. We're going around the world in a day. Adios. We're going to go see Jamaica. Then we're going to go to Brazil. And we're going to leave you behind in the nursing home with you to pay the bills. Bye. So, you can tell. We have family members that do that and other ones that take care of people. I ended up taking care of my grandmother. It's really funny. She took care of me when I was fighting with my dad and my stepmom, Leone, who I finally accepted as my mother. And I say this because I don't want to confuse it with my mother too, and I just say mom. So that's why I put all these extra words. But if she was here, I would just say mom. I wouldn't say anything else. And if my mother was here, I'd say mom too. But neither one of them are here, so I have to have extra words to kind of describe them. But my long story short, and I'll get into another episode. My drug addiction left. Instead of being homeless, I was taken in by my grandmother. And then she'd make sure I go to work, and I try to get home for 2 days of detox. And that's when I would not drink or do drugs, when I was at home for 2 days. But when I was at work, that's all I ever did, plus work. But when I sobered up and came home, that's when she started getting frail and fading. And I was finally weak, but getting stronger. And then I was the one taking care of her, as opposed to her taking care of me, so that the teeter-totter had shifted. And because I was sober, she was so relieved and so grateful. And then I was able to meet Kim. She's my fiance. Bubba met her, and she was over the moon and happy. And she was really funny. She's one of those old ladies, European ladies from Yugoslavia, Serbia. And she said, okay, now I know, Boysa, you're going to be married. I can die now. I'm like, what are you, no, what? And she died 3 weeks later. It's almost like the old European women are almost like your favorite dog or cat that knows it's going to die, and they just crawl off into a corner somewhere and just do it. It's heartbreaking, but astonishing. Anyways, we'll get more into that later. There's so many things that I can cover, and I will. I just give you some topical things. I give you some little details about myself, and hopefully some encouragement that you can overcome what you're becoming. Let us know in the comments how many years you've been sober, how many months you've been sober, even days. Some things that you're concerned about. Every now and then we get someone will give me a list of questions that come in, and I'll answer the questions. And the episode is just saying hello and letting everybody know that I'm here and answering questions. But with that being said, once again, today is Friday, May 8th, 2026, if you're keeping score. Drum roll. 14,283 days sober, no drugs, no alcohol. Ding, ding, ding. Heary, come gather around the square. 39 years, 1 month, and 7 days of sobriety. If you have a calendar at home, that would be 469 months. Yeah, they say months out there in the UK. And 7 days. Ooh. Well, in the words of James Brown, I feel good. I knew that I would now. No. I feel good. Thank you. And what makes me feel good is that people on Patreon help us. Cash App, Venmo, buy me a coffee, ding, 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 chime. Thank you. And that helps us with our outreach program. We do appreciate that. We really do. It's tax exempt too, by the way. You gotta love that. I leave you with the closing salvo from Savile Road. Ringo on Abbey Road. Peace and love. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. I love the fact that you spend time with us. I love the fact that you hang out with us. I love the time that you spend with us, because your time is very, very important. I'm grateful for that. I really am. I'm so grateful from the bottom of my heart to the top of my soul. Thank you. I love you for hanging out with us. I love the fact that you're helping us in the community. I love the fact that you're sharing with other people in the comments so that you all are making your own little community and playing footsie and shaking hands and meeting each other. That's awesome. Thank you. I love you all. I'll see you again on the next sobriety video blog. Thank you. Daily. We do it daily here. Thank you. Love you. Bye.